Hey everyone, so welcome back to an episode of Create with Linda. Now today is Thursday and it's technically New Year's Eve. But for us this week, it's New Year's. Sorry about this shirt, guys. And by the way, guys, before I get started, I wear a summery shirt when I'm cooking and stuff because it gets very hot in the kitchen and all that, and I can't be sweating and everything. So if you're wondering why I have a spring summer shirt on, that's the reason. Okay, so let's get started, guys. So technically it is New Year's Eve, but it's also our Christmas Eve because of what happened with the hospital and everything. You guys know. We're doing our Christmas Eve dinner on New Year's Eve, and then tomorrow for New Year's Day we're going to be doing our Christmas Day dinner, our Christmas Day meal, because each year we have traditions. Every year we have a tradition of what we eat, and we've always eaten, and I've always made. Sorry, I'm always fixing my hair, guys. You know that. So we wanted to stick to that tradition, even though I was in the hospital with COVID and all that. And guys, by the way, I'm doing so much better. I feel great. I really do. Little tired. Yesterday I went to the food stores. Didn't really get winded. I was pretty good. Very tired last night, like napped on the couch a lot, but that's okay. That's just resting and everything. I'm still on the medications and all that. So I'm doing good, guys. I just wanted to let you know. And thank you again for all your prayers and your thoughts. And it's done such wonders for me and my family. And I love you guys so much. And Koopy is right here trying to get up on the counter already. So what I'm going to start out with right now, I'm going to prepare the mussels. Now I make a mussels kind of fra diavolo, which means a little bit spicy, but not too much because my family is not big on the spice. So I just usually add crushed red pepper to my pasta sauce and stuff. So I'm going to show you guys how I prepare and get my mussels in the pot. All right, so let's get started, guys. Got Cooper in here. He's probably going to try to intimidate. What else is new? Okay, so I'm going to bring you guys down to the sink because what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. I hope that's a good angle. Okay, now what I get, guys, these are 2.5 pound bags. These are mussels that are already. Let me get my glasses so I can tell you. Read it. I got these at Price Chopper, which I normally get my mussels at ShopRite, but I didn't go to ShopRite. So these are Mars Seafood. I don't know what they are, what brand they are, but they're just regular mussels, 2.5 pounds in each bag. I usually get a 2 pound bag. I got 2 of these. Okay, I used to buy like 3 or 4 bags at Christmas. We always had so much left over. It was just way too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open them up. Okay, you guys can see that, right? Through this. I'm going to put them in a strainer because mussels are pretty dirty. You have to kind of rinse them off and get I'll show you guys. These are really huge. Usually they're not so huge. But see how mussels have all those strings attached and everything? Just give them a good rinse. If you see any like strings hanging out, just pull them out. Just so you can get all that mess out of there. You're not going to die if there's a little bit left on here. It's fine. It'll be fine. So don't worry about it. And one thing about mussels, guys, too, is that I feel like you have to work a little fast because if they open up, they say to discard them. Don't use them. If they're open a tiny bit, I use them. Or you can do this sometimes, like this, and sometimes they will close back up. But just rinse them good and get them in the bowl. Let me go. Let me get a bowl. Give me 1 second. Cooper, get out of here. Out of the pantry. Come on. You gotta keep an eye on him because he's like getting into stuff. Go with Daddy. Go with Daddy. So I'm gonna use this bowl to put the mussels in. After I do this one, I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil and garlic in my pot. Let that saute a little bit, and then I'll throw the mussels in once they're done. All right, guys. I hope you guys can see this. See? Let's bring it closer. There we go. Now, like I said, what I do is I just rinse them, give them a good rinse. Water on kind of cold to warmish because they're a little chilly. Now, I'm just doing this. You don't have to scrub them or anything. Just rinse them a little bit. There's no strings coming out, so you just Put them in there. Now this one is open a little bit, but I'm gonna keep it. Use your own judgment, guys. You know, if it's open a little bit, it ain't gonna kill you. That's just my opinion, but you do what you want. If you don't wanna, if it's open and you feel intimidated by it or you're nervous about it, don't use it. I've been doing these for years and I never had an issue, knock on metal or silver. So I'm just gonna do it. And these look really good. These are, most of them, they look nice and closed. The only thing, the ones at ShopRite I tend to like better is that they're smaller. These are kind of big, but what are you gonna do? Beggars can't be choosers, guys. So yeah, this is a really, really good meal. Most of my family, I mean, we love the mussels, don't get me wrong. But they also love the gravy that it produces. You know, the mussel gravy is just, out of this world. Out of this world. So, I'm gonna get all these off. So these are pretty good. And like if you got any little, if you're having a tough time getting like these little things off, guys, these little hard things, you can use like a knife or a fork or something to get them off. Because if that comes off in the gravy, it will come off in the gravy and it will dissolve in there. But, you know, if that bothers you again, just see, guys, just scrape it. That's all. Takes a couple of seconds and it's scraped off. That's all. They're really not intimidating. People think they're so hard to use. They're not, you know, they're not at all. And these are really pretty clean. Usually they have strings like hanging out of them, like little strings where you rip off. That doesn't have many of them, which is great. Which is really good. Get all this cleaned up. I just threw one across the. I threw one and it went flying across the room somewhere. Oh, mussels overboard. All right, guys. Now this one right here is pretty open. Now I'm gonna try to close it, but look, it ain't gonna close. This one is significantly open, so I'm not gonna keep this one. This one I'm gonna discard because I don't want, you know, I don't want to have any issues with it. It's pretty far open. Okay, I got these little scraper things. These are off. See the fit? They come off very easily, guys. Very easily. Then you just rinse it. Get any little strings off. Very simple. All right, guys, I'm down to the last two. These were all really nice and clean, pretty much. I only lost, guys, 2 mussels out of this 5 pounds of mussels, which is amazing. Only these 2 were open, somewhat, so I ended up keeping those. Okay, so I'm going to rinse out all this stuff because I'm going to put the mussels back in here just to drain them off because I really kind of want them. I don't want them so wet when they go into the pan. I want them to more like saute in the pan. It's a little difficult because they are kind of wet, but that's the way it is. So what I do is I pour a little bit in, dry them a little bit, just a little bit. Oh, I missed this one here. Put a little bit in. That was kind of done good. I'm putting on top of water on top of water, which was not. Water on top of the ones that were dry, which was not a good idea. Sometimes I will take them out, guys, and I'll lay them on paper towels, and I will dry them a little bit, like I said. Then what I'm going to do now is just going to turn them over a little bit. I'm going to dry them a little bit. Make sure they're kind of dry. Like I said, they don't have to be perfectly dry, guys, okay? You don't. It's your preference. All right. Let's come over here. Here's the pot I'm going to be using today for the mussels. I wanted to use my my new Pioneer Woman pots, but it's not big enough, and I need a big enough pan. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the flame on, probably like to medium high, just in the beginning. I want them to have a good sear, guys. Put some olive oil, a couple of little, I don't know, probably about 2 tablespoons of olive oil. I'm going to use I have some minced garlic and I have fresh garlic. So putting it over here while I chop the garlic. I meant to get more this week and I totally forgot the regular garlic, but that's okay because I have minced too. That's why I always keep minced in my fridge, guys, because it's always great to have. This I'm going to put in here because this is all small already. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I'll show you in a minute. All right, let's get all this in here. And once you hear the garlic starting to sizzle, then that's when I'll throw my my mussels in. All right, when you get the knife to cut the garlic. You guys can see that? So yeah, guys, this is such an amazing meal. I don't make this just on holidays. I make it two or three times a year, but there have been years when I don't make it a lot. So it's just really, really good. Once in a while, somebody will get a craving and say, "Mom," or my husband will say, "Why'd you make mussel gravy today?" And like I said, you can do it on the fly because it's so simple. It really is. If you're 2 people, you can buy 1 bag. Be plenty. If you want extra, buy 2 bags. I'm literally 5 people, but because we're having clams and we're having shrimp and we're having pasta, I'm not gonna get more than 2 bags. And like I said, I used to get like 3 or 4 bags, and I used to end up throwing them out, which was I hated that. So now I just say, you know what, it's enough. It'll have to be enough, whatever it is, it's fine. And it always is, guys. I always have left over, even just from the 2 bags I have left over. And then you could always freeze the gravy if you want to even leave the mussels that are out of the shell in the gravy. You can put it in a container and freeze it and have a little mussel gravy during the week one night. I've done that before too. So good, guys. All right, so I smell that other garlic. Starting to get a little frosty there. A little cooked there. So let's put this over here. I'm going to put the rest of this garlic in. Okay. I want it to burn, so I got to, sorry about the noise, I got to get it on. Got to dig. Use this spoon, guys. This is one of my new spoons. Perfect. Just starting. Now the mussels have go in. So we stop the rollers in. I give them a little mix. Give them a couple of those around. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my seasonings in now, guys. I'm going to put garlic powder. It seems like a lot, but it's not because there's going to be sauce in here too, which I'll probably add more later, guys. That's garlic powder. I forgot to get fresh basil and parsley. If my husband's running out, maybe I'll have him run into Shoppers. Onion powder, salt, pepper. I'm going to put my pepper's getting low here. I'm going to put definitely going to put dry basil, regardless of if I have fresh basil anyway. Basil goes delicious with mussels. And I'm going to put a little bit of Italian dressing, a little bit of Italian seasoning, just so it has a little bit of extra stuff in it. And like I said, I'm going to add a tiny bit of crushed red pepper, only a little bit because everybody, not everybody likes it spicy. So I'm just going to put a little bit. Oh, here it is. If it was up to me, I'd put a lot, but I like it spicy. But I'm going to put this, like I said, on my plate. So just a little bit. Get it mixing up. Leave it here. Get this a little mixed. I'm going to let it simmer for a little while until they all open up. So this is what it looks like, guys, see? So soon as they open up, I will add the tomato sauce. Alright guys, so now I buy the plum tomatoes in the juice. So I'm going to chop them up into the sauce. You know, I'm going to blend them up and then put them in the pot with the mussels. Alright? So I usually do like 2 cans at a time. Now this is a very watery sauce. Mussel gravy is kind of watery because you want it kind of thin. You don't want it like thick, like, you know, gravy, marinara. You want it like a thin type of, so I'm gonna, this is very loud, so I'm gonna blend all these up and then I'll show you when I put them in the bowl and put them in the pot. All right, guys? All right, guys, the mussels are all opened up. I'm gonna give them a little mix and I'll show you. Okay. Here it is. I gotta be careful with this pot because I lost my other little handle. Okay, now this is 6 cans of those plum tomatoes, guys. 6 cans. Okay. Now I only got 6 cans thinking that I had 3 or 4 cans at the house, which I didn't. So my husband has to run out to get to the pharmacy in a little while. I'm gonna have him pick me up 3 more cans just in case, because when it simmers all day, it tends to lose a lot of its, you know, it evaporates. But I add water. To this, and then I add the cans. Okay, cans of water. That's tedious right now. I'm not going to do that right now, but I'm going to do the Cuisinart. Now it's okay to add water, guys, because you're going to season as you go along. And like I said, it's a watery kind of gravy. Okay. Let's give it a mix. Wonder if this light will. Yeah, there we go. A little bit better for now. You just give it a good mix. And like I said, this gravy here, it's definitely gonna evaporate a little bit, so I definitely need 2 more cans in here. Definitely. And that's it, guys. And I will season the gravy now because the gravy has to be seasoned as well. I'm going to have him pick me up some fresh parsley and some fresh basil because I forgot yesterday. I put onion powder, garlic powder. Don't be afraid to season, guys. Now this is going to simmer low. If you want to have it quickly, simmer it. You know, you can higher it and keep it on like a medium. But I want it to simmer all day and just very lightly. This way, all the flavors, all the mussels get into the gravy, and you don't overcook the mussels. That's the thing. You got to make sure to try not to overcook the mussels. Italian seasoning. And you won't, as long as you cook it on like a medium to low heat for like 3 or 4 hours covered. You don't even have to cover it. You can keep it off and then you cover it here and there. Depends on what you want to do. Why can't I lose these things? Oh, here's the basil. Basil. All right, we're gonna give it a good mix. And I'm gonna cover it, guys, with a piece of tin foil because this pot I don't have a top for anymore. I'm just gonna let this cook, and later on I will add some grated cheese to this. That's just me. Okay, guys, so listen, this is the story, okay? Yeah, I'll show you. Let's put this off. There it is, guys. Beautiful mussel gravy. And like I said, if you want it more spicy in the pot itself, put more crushed red pepper in it, whatever you want to do. This Scotchy thing is not going to cooperate. Okay, let me go sit down over here so I can talk to you guys. Okay, so this is the plan. Now, what I'm doing is I'm making mussels now. Hello? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna have to hold it. So the plan is that I'm making mussels now. I'm gonna start preparing my stuffed clams, and I'll show you all that. And then whatever else I do today, what other videos I do today, I'm gonna do in order. And then at the end of the last video, because I can't edit, guys, you know that right now. So at the end of the last video, it's going to all come together. I'm going to show you the clams that we're eating, and the pasta, and the all that, guys, when we eat. So stay tuned for the next video. This is ended with the mussels, but you'll see the end result of the mussels tonight when I post those other videos. All right, guys, so thanks so much for watching. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and that notification button with the bell so I know that you are notified. All right, guys, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, whatever it is, it's great. Bye.